So, Majority Leader, I beg you, this one it's not within your power to vary it. Oh, Abba, this one we won't agree. Are you varied it? I expect you to support him. So, Speaker, we should look at that. Then the formless, DACF, and what is outstanding, DACF, Get Fund, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think even NHIA is also outstanding. Yes, the formless, nothing has been mentioned of it. I am aware of a few concerns by the leader of the House, but we need to put finality to it because payments to the assemblies, yes, the finance minister was in this House when he presented the last budget, and he had indicated that 80% of District Assembly Common Fund will go to the assemblies. We support that. If we don't pass the formless early enough, the funds cannot be transferred. And Speaker, we have the constitutional mandate to pass the formless. No show. And you have told us 24-hour economy. We are yet to operate the 24-hour Economy Act. And you have told us with all seriousness that is going to happen. So, leader, take good notice. Again, Speaker, in conclusion, cost of living is going out of the roof. Cost of living. Speaker, I should have come with some food items. Yam, tomatoes, gari, plantain, going through the roof. We should be programming the exchequer to come and tell us measures. The last time before the budget was brought, he was gallivanting at Mokola, talking to the Mokola women. He should be going to Mokola now and be checking the price of tomatoes.
Honorable Whip,
Speaker, it's your birthday.
please comment on the business statement.
Speaker, today is your birthday.
Your comment should be on the business statement,
Speaker, I'm doing
not
that.
on a budget and economic policy.
Yes. So Ghanaians are watching you. Before the budget, the minister was all over Gogloshi, Mokola, talking to the women. Prices of tomatoes, yam, cocoyam, cassava is all over, gone to the roof. Are you proud of the price of cocoyam now? It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. Speaker, I want to plead with the leader of the House. It will not be out of place if we program our friend. It is not for nothing that the Minister of Finance is one of our own. He should come. He should come and tell us measures that could be put in place. We are the people's representatives. We are the only people who can talk about this.
We've started framing a nice question. That would have been good.
We will make your birthday celebration a memorable one. That one, I want to assure we in the minority will make your birthday celebration today a memorable one. Yes, yes.
Yes. Yes, Majority Leader and Leader of Government.
If I can conclude, yesterday the Leader of the House appealed to us when we came under Order 64 and then Article 102. He appealed to us to abandon the application, and we did. I see your tactics. I see your new tactics. Or you have moved all your members to one side, so that the public and the cameras can focus on you and say that the numbers are more. Look at here, you have been exposed. Look at this part. You have been exposed here. Look, you are exposed. So, but you have been exposed. So, we are 30 here, 30, and you are 27. So, Speaker, our colleagues, I can see the Chief Whip. The Chief Whip has rehearsed his tactics, but it's not good enough. It's not good enough. So, Speaker, we want to appeal to the leader. Cost of living is becoming too high. And you had come on the back of promising to reset our country. I'm only reminding you your own messages. Reset agenda. Cost of living is supposed to come down. Speaker, the last time I went to Aboboshi, the market women are complaining. Teachers are complaining. Doctors are complaining. Farmers are complaining. Cocoa farmers are complaining.
Even footballers are complaining.
Footballers are complaining. Speaker, I think you have indicated that today we want to do light business. And on that note, I have a lot of items I want to speak to, but I want to respect the leader of the House, since the agreement is that we'll prosecute light business since today is Friday. But I've given heads up on the issues we expect them to function on. Who? I won't mind you. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The Proper Human and Family Values Bill, I think, is a private member's bill. So when a private member decides to introduce a bill, I think that it is for you to engage with the office of the Speaker, and if there are issues, iron out those issues, and then get all the clearances for it to be admitted. It's not government business. It's not government business, it's not my business. We have indicated that so far as we are concerned, the bill was passed. What was outstanding was for the president to sign. And the former president did not sign. It came back, and the government says that we are willing to take it and own it as a government bill. But again, that was rejected because the private members want to own it instead of the government taking it and then presenting it as a government bill. So since you indicate that you want to own it and push it, you know the various processes involved. As we continue to say, we on this side, we have no issue with anything in the bill. And the president has indicated that he is waiting 24 hours. If the bill is ready, he will sign it. So we don't have a problem. We don't have a problem. So work it out with the office of the Speaker. Fires in schools, yes, we have reports, and I know that the Minister for Education had even indicated that government had directed that allocations should be made to those schools for the construction of the hostels and the facilities that they will need. So work has been done to address that problem. But you can ask a question and the minister can come and answer it. 15 minutes statement time. I also agree that 15 minutes might be a long time, but that's what the committee agreed on. So let's live with that for now. Scaling of ministers. The ministers, when I received the draft report, when I reached out, the ministers are not likely to be in town on those dates. In all sincerity, the ministers are not likely to be in town on those dates. So I thought that it would be better to engage and make sure that they come when they are in town. And in any case, if they are available, you know, if you look at the statement, I said that statements by ministers can be made anytime during the week. So we can make provision for the ministers to come. As for the issue of cost of living, which you have raised, I don't know which market you go to. I don't know which market you go to. So I don't know which market you go to. But I know that the prices of goods and services, because of the low rate of inflation, because of the very good exchange rate relationship between the cedi and the dollar, because of the stability of the cedi, and so many other good things that this government has done. Definitely, prices cannot be going up. Cost of living cannot. In fact, we are dealing with a problem of farmers saying that food prices have come so low that they can't even recover their investments in farming. So it is inconceivable that farmers will be complaining that prices are so low for their foods, and then you will be in this chamber complaining about cost of living. But I understand, because if you are in the habit of driving Maybachs and then Rolls Royce and very expensive cars, the prices of the spare parts and the servicing of those kind of vehicles, those prices can go very high. But as for cost of living for ordinary Ghanaians who eat kenke and konkonte and then fish and etc., I think that they know that prices of food hasn't increased. If anything at all, it is decreasing, and cost of living is not a major issue in this economy. I agree with you that there are so many issues that we should work on, and we'll be working on those ones, but cost of living is not definitely. Fuel prices are coming down, which is a major trigger when it comes to cost of foodstuffs and services. Energy sector, there's so much stability there. So generally the outlook is very good. Ghanaians are very hopeful, we are very confident. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much.
Honourable members, today is Friday. I think I am inclined, after taking the leader, to draw the curtains down. So, honourable members, business statement as presented is accordingly adopted. Yes, Honourable Jerry American.
Speaker, I know that it's for the majority leader to ask for the next step, but Speaker, there's one thing I've observed. In this chamber, we've paid a lot of attention to people who are dead and gone. We come and read all tributes. I also believe fervently that today being your birthday, you should just spare me a minute or two. I've jotted something down together with my colleagues in Kitasco, as it were, to let you know that we cherish you and we love you. And so if you wouldn't mind, I know it's a difficult task for you, so this is more like a trap. If you wouldn't mind, you should admit this statement since it's just a minute. Speaker, and it is no bad statement, it's just a birthday wish. So, Speaker, if you mind, let me just start.
Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, the Minister has left. Actually, the Minister had pleaded with me for us to vary the order of business so that we can take the third reading of the 24-hour economy bill so that we can move to second consideration stage. After that, we can do the statements. The major business would have been done for the day. Then we can make the statements. I'm not against the statements being made, but let's just take out this 24-hour economy bill. Yes, 24-hour economy bill. Mr. Speaker, just that.
Yes, Honourable Habib.
Mr. Speaker, I don't know if the majority leader was saying third reading of the 24-hour. Yesterday, Mr. Speaker, clause 24 was referred to the winnowing committee. So if we have to go back to consideration stage before third reading. Right. So, I don't know, Majority Leader.
I mean, the procedure is that you attempt to do third reading, and then it will be arrested, and then a second consideration will take place. It was passed. It wasn't passed?
No. Honorable Majority Leader.
It was taken.
We deferred.
Oh, we deferred.
2 clauses.
We deferred.
So the 24-hour Economy Authority Bill 2025 was at the consideration stage. We stopped at the consideration stage because 2 clauses were deferred. So what we can do now is to bring it back to a consideration stage. So, honourable members, the 24-hour Economy Authority Bill 2025 at consideration stage. Members, we deferred clause 7. We also deferred clause 24, which is likely to have impact on clause 12. So, honourable members, we then go to clause 7. Chairman of the committee. Please, I think on this occasion, I am right. We couldn't put a question on clause 7(4).
Mr. Speaker, you are right. Because what Mr. Speaker is saying is that we concluded on clause 12, but he's saying that 24 must have an effect on 12. That's what means. So if you bring the report from 24, then we'll be guided by 12. But 7 and 24, there was no question put on these 2 clauses. 7 and 24 were both deferred.
So, Chairman of the committee, what's the position on clause 7(4)?
Speaker, on clause 7(4), I think the consensus was that we maintain the status quo. And I read it again, Mr. Speaker. A member of the board, other than the chief executive officer, who is absent from 3 consecutive meetings of the board without sufficient cause, ceases to be a member of the board. I so move.
So, honourable members, on that note, I'll put a question on entire clause 7. Yes, Honourable Dr. Kabiru.
Mr. Speaker, the clause 7 was deferred basically because of this current rendition. The rendition that the chairman of the committee is proposing to have. And I even remember yesterday, reference was made to other acts or bills that we have passed. And that provision that is exempting the chief executive officer wasn't part. And that was the reason why we deferred it. Mr. Speaker, I think that the chairman of the committee insisted that we should exempt the chief executive officer from being part of meetings, or he could exempt himself or absent himself for 3 consecutive sittings of the board without a just cause or without authorization. It's not with the greatest respect something that this House should accept to. I don't know the reasons. Maybe he would want to explain to us what other further engagement they had done, and they came to that conclusion that the current rendition should stay. Without that explanation, Mr. Speaker, how do we call on the House to vote on the same matter when consensus was built that further engagement should be done? The engagement that was done, the reason for letting it stand as it is should be explained to us before we can carry us along, Mr. Speaker. So the chairman of the committee would have to explain why we need to, accept the rendition as it stands now. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, I'm just going to repeat exactly what I said yesterday, that the chief executive officer reports to the board. The chief executive officer is a member of the board unless and until the chief executive officer's position is taken. It is not the number of times that he's attended or not attended board meetings that would take him off that duty. He's a chief executive officer representing the institution. So if you ask that, whether 3, 4, or 5 consecutive times, he remains the chief executive officer. And so, Mr. Speaker, I think we have belabored this point for far too long. And I think, Mr. Speaker, I should put a question.
Yes, Honorable John Dako.
Speaker, yesterday, I think the leader of the House and my own friend, Defiamepo, actually agreed with us that the chief executive position is so important that the chief executive should not be allowed to absent himself for 3 consecutive times without just cause or authorization. And so the agreement was for us to defer this provision for further engagement. But for the chairman of the committee to come back to say that, well, the status quo should remain, then it's as if all the arguments we made yesterday came to naught. Mr. Speaker, we had a very, very genuine reason that we are dealing with a 24-hour economy authority, and the chief executive of that authority can choose to absent himself without giving reasons for 3 consecutive meetings, and there will be no consequence. We believe that we need to understand that this is no joke, and that at least the person should be made to give a reason for absenting himself. And Mr. Speaker, this was the case we made yesterday. Nothing has changed. The chairman of the committee has not engaged anybody, and then he comes back to say that the status quo should remain. I think that we should do better engagement on this. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. Mr. Speaker, I believe that this is purely a governance issue. The chief executive cannot be allowed to accept himself and us thinking that everything is well with the board. If the chief executive in particular accepts himself 3 times for not attending a board meeting, naturally there might be something wrong. So I believe that we might have to engage properly and make sure that either we exempt the chief executive from the other members of the board, or there should be a reason attached to his absence. Because it's going to be very weird that you can have 3 board meetings without the operator, who is the chief executive, being absent. Because if you are not careful, if you have a board chairman who has problems with the chief executive, he can easily connive with other people and have 3 board meetings without the chief executive, actually leading to his sacking. So we have to be clear what we want to achieve with this particular provision, because the chief executive is the operator. So he has to be present virtually at every board meeting, unless maybe he's traveled sick or something that the board is taking a decision for his.
That is exactly the point that you are making.
Yes.
It is because they want to avoid those instances. And the fact that the chief executive is there by virtue of being the chief executive of the institution. The appointing authority is different. So there may be a situation where the chief executive has absented himself 3 times. And by this law, we are saying he's not supposed to be a member of the board. But the appointing authority can decide to keep him as the chief executive. So it means that there will be a board meeting without the chief executive. That is the reason for which we have to maintain the rendition the way it is. So if after consultation, the chairman came to a conclusion, just like the way you are saying, that the rendition should be allowed to stay, I believe that we have to take it in good faith and make progress.
Mr. Speaker, I think I support, they are asking for reasons, but I support the chairperson in all due respect, because you see, the CEO could be engaged in other equally important activities, and that shouldn't prevent the board from operating. So it would be strange for you to ask the CEO because they have absent themselves more than 3. So I support the fact that we should exclude the CEO and let the current rendition meeting. Just cause I don't think a CEO will deliberately. I don't think a CEO will deliberately absent themselves from a board meeting. So the current rendition for me should stand.
Yes, Majority Leader.
I think it is important that the point that the Speaker has made should be understood in the sense that, oh please, you are sitting behind me, don't be talking, distracting me. The point that the Speaker has made should be understood. Now, a board to function well and to take decisions will usually need the support of the chief executive. It is usually the only reason why it is made automatic that the chief executive should be a member of the board for harmonious working relationship. If you introduce a clause that says that if the chief executive is absent 3 times, he is dismissed. He ceases to be a member of the board. He ceases to be a member of the board. But he's still the chief executive. How are you as a board going to function effectively without your chief executive sitting in the meeting and guiding you? And the person who's going to execute the decision of the board is the chief executive. So if you push him out because he didn't attend 3 meetings, as a board you will suffer, because the board is not the same as the office of the chief executive. So once you are not dismissing him as a chief executive and you are saying that he shouldn't be a member of the board, you will have a problem. So I think that practically we've never had a situation where there's been a move to remove a chief executive because he did not attend meetings. So let us live with this rendition. Let us live with this rendition because administratively it is fine. The alternative is equally good, but there's nothing wrong with this rendition. So let's make progress. Let's live with this one and then make progress.
Honourable members, I'll put a question. As many as are in favour of clause 7 standing part of the bill say aye. Those against say no. The ayes